Hello, your tube. How is everybody going on? What? That makes no sense. What is going on? How is everybody? Yeah. See that little bit right there? That's what you get from like shaving in the morning. It just doesn't quite fit with the rest of the beard, that little bit there. Been trying to grow the goatee further down the neck, like to this point to drop, but I have no idea what that little bit there is. See, it's on that side, but that side behaves. This side doesn't behave. Story of my life, right? Because if I was to grow beard on this side, I can get perfect sideburns going back all the way down. On this side, it grows straight down. Like this side of my face grows this way, this side grows that way. Hey, Chad, what's up? Talking about my beard for no particular reason other than I noticed it and it's going to bother me the entire feed. I'm here chatting about some comics and ready to entertain the troops. Just waiting a few more to come in. We got, what is this? Little Standby, Lagunitas Brown Sugar. One of my two favorites from them, along with Little Something Something. Cheers to everybody out there. Tacoma Comics here. I got a couple sort of A-OKs here, a couple pickups from auction wins I want to talk about. A little new comic from last week, and then I got something for Longbox Love Affair. His what's it called? His contest ends tonight. Hey, Comicaholics, gonna show off those X23s you got me, actually. So Longbox Love Affair, I guess we can start with them. Really great guy, man. He just is so consistently clear on his comics and his discussions and his thought process on like why he's doing what he's doing, why he's selling certain things, and why he's collecting certain things, what he wants to get rid of. He's always got great prices on his sales and just a lot of fun to watch. He's been out there for a while. He's been going at it consistently. And, I was talking to some guys on a hangout after a live show a couple of weeks ago. We're saying one of the biggest things I think that gets subscribers is when you're consistent and you've got content that's uploaded consistently. And I'm like, three videos in like 2 days in the live show and then 3 weeks with nothing. So I'm about where I should be with subscribers, but some guys, they put out content consistently, and Longbox Love Affair is one of them. Great guy. So he's got a 1,000 subscriber contest. He's up to like 1,200, but his 1,000 subscriber contest was he was talking about some spec books and he wanted to see some spec books for people. So I'm going to include my freak out with my spec books, and my freak out was over this one. If you are not a fan of Deadly Class, I don't know what's wrong with you, but that's okay. That's not the one. That's not the one. There's issue 1. If you are not a fan of Deadly Class, I don't know what's going on. This is not only an amazing comic book, but it's getting made into a TV show that gets released on January 16th on the Sci-Fi Channel. SYFY. No need to spell sci-fi correctly. On the Sci-Fi Channel. It's not optioned. It's coming out as a show, Chad. But what's happening here is the first episode got released for free on YouTube today. So I actually watched the first, and it's not half hour, which I thought it was going to be. It's an hour-long episode. And oh my God. I mean, okay, so Rick Remender is a few years younger than me, but this whole story is steeped in 80s culture and 80s music and 80s style. And so it opened up, like the opening scene had Depeche Mode, which when I was 16, I lived for Depeche Mode, right? There was The Cure in there. There was some 80s punk in there. There was some Henry Rollins had a small part in it. He plays the Poison teacher. It's like, oh my God, Black Flag, Henry Rollins band. That was crazy. Henry Rollins was in there. There was Echo and the Bunnymen song. There was The Cure. There was one of their songs. I mean, like every song for every emotion that a teenager in the 80s could be going through, the music just brought me back to my childhood. It's like blow my freaking mind. So for spec books, because this is, for Longbox Love Affair's contest, one spec book was, I still think, Deadly Class. I mean, you can still pick this up for $20. And that's about, for a recent Image comic that's pretty popular, number one, that's about right. But for this particular one now, considering how good the show was, and I think I'm being objective when I say the show was good, I could be lying because I totally love the comic and the show is everything I wanted it to be. But It was done really well. The characters come through really clear, their personalities. Everything is kind of set up right away. So you know very clearly from the start who is who, what is what, and what is going on. And just the actors that play Sai and Maria, and Marcus and his friends here, it just they're all really great and really individualistic. It's phenomenal. So I think this is underrated at this point. I would not have called this a spec book before seeing the first episode. And I will link in this video. I will link to the free first episode, and I really suggest you guys go watch it. It is totally phenomenal. So spec book right here, Deadly Class #1 from Image, Rick Remender, Wes Craig, and it's so cool. They took there's a flashback scene in the show, and they took Wes Craig's art and they used that as the basis of the animation. They used animation for the flashback. So apparently he didn't actually draw all the animation, but they used his styling. So it looks very much like these characters in the flashback. It looked very much like he draws this. So that is definitely a spec book right there. Absolutely got to get on that, guys. A few more specs from that. So this is just #1. This is the DCBS. Yeah, this is the DCBS variant for #1. A little 7-Eleven there. So I thought that was kind of cool. I picked that up one day. But the other spec book that, I mean, you could get this one for $1.50. I've got a couple issues of Gideon Falls, and I have not actually read them yet. They're in like the pile like this, Chad, of stuff I should read. But this is my spec book. So this is issue 22, and this you got the words "new" here in this kind of like 80s anarchy font. And so this is the second year of the class. It's actually they go from issue 22 through like 25 without Marcus, who's like the head guy. She's still there, and she's still kind of running the show. Is sort of running the school, kind of like a big brother, big sister sort of thing. Big sister in this case to the incoming freshmen, and the incoming freshmen here are all like totally different than the last class. So it's really cool. But I have a feeling this one here, if they do a second season, this is going to be like the beginning of the second season. So this is like a way out spec book, right? The first one, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong at this point with Deadly Class #1. But if you want to really spec on that show, this would be, the comparison is pretty weak. But if you talk about like a later Walking Dead issue where something important happened and it's still pretty popular, I would give this one in that sort of category. Maybe not on equal footing, but if this show takes off, the first appearance of all the main characters from season 2 might be really, really popular. So there's a total spec book for you, Longbox Love Affair. Much love and support to you. You got a great channel, and 1,200 subscribers, well earned, sir. All right, let's see what else I got. So Comicholics were here. Maybe they still are hanging out, and I want to. I have money in PayPal that I get from selling stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to keep this money in PayPal, and I'm going to keep. And I'm going to save up, and I'm going to, buy an expensive comic. And then I go to auctions and I see things for like $20, $30. And I'm like, ooh, I'll bid. And then you get sucked in, like, oh, I'll keep bidding just a little bit more. Maybe I'll get that. And then that's what happened to me the other day. So Wayne and Jess had this little lot. And the book that I really wanted was this one. Like, I like X23, but it was this particular sketch version. The sketch variant to, what is this, #2 from Craig Kyle. So this is the first series. This is really cool. And if you guys haven't been on Alex Comic Hoarder's auction with Wayne and Jess, are almost always on there with them. They do a great job. And so they had some really nice stuff. This stuff came well packaged and well sent. But what I love about this sketch is right down here, boom, you just see the claw coming out of her foot right there. So this is, this is when she's still in the asylum and probably just breaking out by the looks of it, right? So she's not the 20-year-old or whatever. She's still like 14, 15 here. But so just, it's more of a childlike look, but just this little toe here. I just think that's so super cool. So I thought that was a really cool cover. So I got that in auction lot. Came with this one too, which is number 3 in the same series, the original series. I thought that was a pretty cool cover. But like, again, this is taking this poor little girl who's been traumatized her life and making her into this like sexy assassin symbol, which is something Marvel does that I don't think always needs to be done, but whatever. This is more. This one was from Target X #1. This is more of the angry X-23, sort of the rage. You remember the depiction they had in the movie Logan, where she goes and attacks people in like the convenience store and stuff. This is kind of the one that I remember that I like. I like this iteration of the character. So that was pretty cool. There was a 4th book in that lot, which is missing right now. So you think she's going to take off? Yeah, she could someday. That'd be definitely cool. And then, so this is the cool thing about Comicaholics. If you watch their channel, they have a wall behind them. Just pointing to my bald head. They have a wall behind them with comics, and if you win one of their auctions, you get to choose. They're all turned around, so it's like this. So I couldn't tell which ones are missing. So I said A1. Apparently A1 was missing. This was A2, so I said A2. And I got a Miss Marvel comic, which I have this one already, but it's pretty cool because she's like my fave. So there you go. I got an extra Miss Marvel. So that was pretty cool. I don't know why I've got this next one here, except I never picked up that series, and I got that super cheap at Half Price Bookstore the other day. So I was excited about that. So I got this one. Where did I put it? Okay. I'm behind on my champions. I got my 25. Yeah, thanks, guys. My 26, 27. And I thought I had it in the pile here. I don't know what I just did with it. There's a variant to 27 that I just saw the other day, and it's got Miss Marvel, like a doll of Miss Marvel on, and it's really creepy. Like, it's not a good cover. My son saw it. He's like, oh, it's weird. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's got Miss Marvel on. I need to buy Miss Marvel. But it is a freaking creepy cover. So I just, if I can find that, I'll go and grab it. I don't want to like interrupt the chat while I'm here, but it is a pretty freaky one. So I'll show that to you in a second. I picked up 2 copies of this. One LCS had this left. Total sucker I am. I got them a cover price, which, they're like $10-15 each right now. They'll probably go down to less than cover price soon, but there's a new X-Assassin in here. And this I thought was a pretty cool cover. I actually like this one a lot. There is a virgin variant, or a near virgin variant, I forget what they're calling them, by Mike Diodato for this one that I just ordered off eBay, because again, sometimes I get suckered into stuff. That's a cool one. When that arrives, I will show you that, and that will be pretty awesome. Let's just check one thing here. Bud, you know what time it is? It is 8:01, so you got to get to bed, my friend. Okay? Finish that page, and then let's go. Okay, buddy? So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jordi Belair. She is a colorist on Injection, Nowhere Men. She was the colorist on The Vision. She's colorist on Hawkeye. Hey, good night, Chad. Colorist on a few different things. What's the other one? Yeah, so just an amazing colorist. If you look at her colors, the stuff she does, really, really amazing. And she does the artwork on Redlands now, which is even more awesome. That's a great book. So, gosh, about 5 or 6 months ago, it was a while ago, is when dickhead, what's his name, Trump, was starting this separation of families at the border. And a lot of like creators that I follow and people on Twitter were like, donate here, going to sleep shortly. Yeah. You guys are over on the East Coast then. So I'm about to wrap up if you want to stick with me, but if you got to go to bed, I understand. So anyway, a lot of people on Twitter are like, hey, donate here and I'll send you this. And so Jordi Belair was like, donate to this organization that's trying to help keep families together that are getting separated at the border, and I'll send you some signed trades. And so I donated $40. Is a good cause in my opinion. So I was excited to do that. Come here. So I was excited to do that. And good night. But you're not gonna kiss me good night because you're on camera. Mwah. Love you. You okay? All right. You got to go to bed. One more day of school, buddy. Sorry about that. So I donated like $40 or something, and I waited a while and I didn't get anything. So eventually I DM'd her on Twitter and I was like, "Hey, didn't get this," and I felt bad because the package arrived the other day, and apparently she's in England. Her Twitter's handle says Jordy doesn't live here anymore, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't get that it was like a real, like she'd moved. So she actually spent a lot of money to ship this stuff over, which made me feel a little guilty. But anyway, I got this cool Redlands postcard. So if you see, this is very typical of the art in Redlands. It's this just really dark, creepy Florida swamp thing. So there is a woman. What's that? 60. There's a woman bathing here, and then there's this like monster growing out of the this swamp darkness. And so I thought that was really, really, really cool. And on the back, she wrote, "Ian, so sorry for the delay. Thank you so much," and signed it, Jordy. And then I got the first trade for Injection, which she signed, I think. Yep, she signed and did the little gold Sharpie. Pretty cool right there. I got the first trade for Nowhere Man, which I've never read this one. I'm really actually excited to read this one because I totally don't know anything about it. Got the same thing right there. And then finally, I got the trade to Redlands. And this is getting me really excited because Redlands is an awesome read, but I had trouble following it. It went like issue 1 through 5, then took a break. And the story in 1, it seems like it's backstory to what happens in 2 through 5. It is my only criticism of the series is it's a little disjointed. Woodard, what's up, man? So it's hard to follow, but getting the trade is going to be really good because I'm going to get to read an amazing story and get to read it in one sitting, which is kind of cool. And then she signed this as well right there. So I got 3 trades from her. I don't want to say for free, but 3 trades for donating to a cause. And you know what? I'm not sure now. Looking here, this insert is actually like glued on or stuck on. I wasn't sure if that was her signature and Vanessa Del Rey's signature, if those were printing. I'd have to look at another trade. I mean, obviously that one is her up there, but as I feel this is actually glued on there. So I'm not actually sure what the hell's going on. But anyway, those were 3 trades that I was really excited to get. Because I wasn't expecting them. It had been a while. I'd kind of given up on them, and they're all signed by Jordy Belair. So I thought that was pretty cool. So Woodard, you are one of those dubious distinctions. You are here at the end of my stream. I was just showing off a few comics, a few auction winnings, and then I was talking about Deadly Class. Well, dude, I'm excited to read Nowhere Man then. I'm really, really excited because, I got a vacation coming up and I got some new trades in the mail. I was telling people I donated to a cause that Jordy Belair was supporting, and she said, donate to this cause and I'll send you some comics of mine or something. So we chatted a bit and she sent them. It took a while, but, she's living in England, so I understood that. So anyway, it was really darn cool. I was excited to get that. The other big thing, Woodard, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm going to link it in here, but you're young and you can use a computer. On YouTube right now, you can watch the first episode of Deadly Class for free. They put it out there for free. It's coming out January 16th on Sci-Fi. I was freaking blown away. Oh my God. It was unbelievable. Really, really excited. I was hoping it would be good. I know a few people had called Rick Remender a sellout for doing TV, and I was like, yeah, whatever, bullshit. If some TV show wants to make, TV company wants to make a show off of his property, go for it, man. Him and Wes Craig are killing it on that book. So, hey, Kyle. So I was just super excited. But I didn't think it was going to live up to expectations, and it actually exceeded expectations, man. The thing blew me away. It was so freaking cool. Um, so I really suggest people see it, man. It's Deadly Class, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's the music is straight out of my childhood, straight out of like concerts I was going to when I was 15, 16, 17. Depeche Mode, The Cure, Echo and the Bunnymen, all bands that I saw multiple times in New York as a kid growing up. And just the characters, their costumes, their outfits, King's Dominion, everything was freaking good. So definitely check it out. And Woodard, I was just showing off. I'm turning this video into my very, very, very late entry into Longbox Love Affairs contest, 1,000 subscriber contest. But right here, this is my spec book. This was like a $20 book. Now that I've seen the show, I think this is really undervalued at like $20. I really think people need to jump on this absolutely soon. Going along with that, I had just a discount variant, discount comic book service, DCBS variant that I got. But then my real spec book for this series, oh, did you? Nice. Is this one. This is my real spec book, right? Everybody knows a #1 from a popular comic that's going to become a TV show. It's not much of a stretch. This is issue 22, and this has the word new on it here. This, I think, is really, really going to make it out there as a kind of sleeper, because all of these characters, 1, 2, 3, and even these 2 left over from season 1, they all play a much more prominent role. And 1, 2, 3 are all brand new. Actually, sorry, her as well. They are all brand new. This is their first appearance in this comic. And so if the show makes it to a second season, which based on the strength of the pilot, I think it will. It's not even pilot, just episode 1. Based on the strength of episode 1, I really think it will. I really think that these guys will show up. And so you can still get issue 22 super cheap. So I definitely think that this is one to grab up. I mean, this is like a $3 book, $2 book or something. Definitely think you should grab that. Other things I was showing off is I grabbed a couple of these. My LCS still had them, or not my LCS, and LCS. There's 4 LCSs near me. So one is mine because I actually go to that one, and the others are just around. They're near me. And then I'm missing something. I got 4 X-23 books from Jess and Wayne, and I could only find 3 of them. But you guys hold on a second. I want to get that Champions variant to show you how creepy it was. It blew me away. Not in a good way. Kind of creeped me out. Like, this book is a testament to my obsession, right? It had Miss Marvel on the cover. I saw it at the comic book shop the other day. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get that. This is a horrible cover. I mean, look at that doll. That's creeping me out. The knit pattern on her tights is creeping me out. The little Miss Marvel up here is creeping me out. Like, this is a really badly done cover. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I bought it. I'm a sucker, man. I bought it. I've read the issue. It's issue 27. It's the Champions. Actually, no, I haven't. I've got issue 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 to read. But they're all in a pile right here, right? So this is what happens when you get into a character. This is the difference between like a reader and a collector. I'm not an investor. I'm not making money off my comic books, right? I'm trying to find cheap spec books, buy them for $1, sell them for $5 in auctions because it's fun to hang out on auction. But I'm not getting rich off of comic books. I'm definitely not going to sell this one for anything more than it's worth. This is a horrible cover, but I saw Miss Marvel and I said, I've got like 20 comics that are not Miss Marvel comics, but that have Miss Marvel on the cover. Hey, Pages, Films, and Plastics, PFP, as we call you, as I call you. So yeah, I went ahead and got the variant to Champions 27 that I didn't know existed because it had Miss Marvel on the cover as much as I thought it was a horrible cover. So I don't know if anybody likes that. It just, to me, the background is busy. The colors are too stark. They're not muted. These word boxes kind of stick out. And then this white in the middle just takes out the whole feeling there. And then this doll, that's creepy, man. There is something creepy there. It's not. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. For those of you who showed up, I got 5 watching now. I had like 2 when I was going through most of the stuff going on. I don't want to repeat for people who watch this in the rewind. Yeah, it is horrible. But just for anybody that missed it, I donated some money to a charity Jordi Belair was doing, and that's right. It does look like a Toys R Us advertisement, and they went out of business. So. So Jordi Belair sent me 3 trades, Injection, and that's signed on the inside. Nowhere Men, which I have not read, and that's signed on the inside. That's pretty thick. That's decent material. And then Redlands, which I was saying I'm super excited about because I love this comic, but it is a little difficult to follow when it goes. It's just difficult to follow from issue to issue. So having the trade to read the whole thing, I don't know if there's any back matter in here. It doesn't look like it. No, there really isn't. So it's pretty sparse. But yeah, I thought the first volume would have ended with issue 5, but I guess it went to issue 6. Issue 6 just took a while to come out. But this sort of this shocked you after a while reading it. Because there was in issue 3, there was a grisly murder that involved an alligator, and it involved a lot of raunchy sex. I mean, sex is not usually depicted that raunchy, but I guess I can show this to you guys. I don't know if YouTube will ban me, but just take a look at what the dog's doing here. I don't know if that's a dog or a chupacabra or something. It went at him, and so that's what you got in this comic is some grisly murders. Right here, you think that the alligators, I don't know if you guys can see that in the dark, you think the alligators are all going to eat this woman, but they're actually not, because she's a witch and she can control them. It's going to eat the naked guy who had his wang bit off by the chupacabra animal when he gets thrown into the swamp, and it's going to totally avoid her. So as much as I get that, reading that in the single issues, it was hard to kind of hard to follow that she was alive and that she had avoided that. So I think reading that in the trade is going to actually be a little bit easier to follow. So I'm kind of excited. The other thing that Jordi sent me was a postcard signed by her, and it's lost in this pile somewhere. But anyway, Jordi Belair is a phenomenal colorist and a phenomenal artist. Again, if you look at what she does with Kelly Thompson's Hawkeye, it's oh my gosh, what's her name? It's not Clint Barton. It's the other Hawkeye, the female Hawkeye, and just the way she uses the purples and greens in that is phenomenal. She did the colors on Vision, I believe, the Tom King Vision. She did the colors she did the art or colors on those books there. She did the colors on Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight, which oh my gosh, the colors made that series. It was so freaking cool. So yeah, just a little bit of books. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. I wanted to get some support out there for Longbox Love Affair. I don't got much else going on, guys. I know that I'm going to be on an auction next Wednesday, all about comics. Day after Christmas, everybody should have some money, should be well rested. I've got no school that week, so I will be drinking heavily and selling stuff cheap. So get on there and grab my stuff. I am going to fix this beard. I don't know what the heck is going on with these you can see that in the white shirt background. You can see it right there. I did not get Ogre yet, and it seems like it's super expensive now. So I got to try to find that. Maybe I'll make a lot of money on the auction and waste it all on Ogre number one. That seems to be what I usually do. Hey, we got a Christmas tree up. I've got to cut the top of that. If you look right up there, the top is just too tall, and then the star. So we need to cut that branch off, like so the star sits down here and not up there. Um, Hey, I look like a first-rate moron. Well, hey, you know what's even funnier is that you actually got on here and spent the time to write that and say that, and then you come up with something that gets that actually gets hidden, and then you get blocked. And so, thank you very much for that, SH Book. That was really cool. I'm glad you enjoyed wasting your time doing that. So, let's report you and unwanted hate speech. How about that? Or harassment and bullying. You're probably an idiot, so I won't say it rose to the level of hate speech. And so we're going to report you. Boom. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody came in here with some stupid stuff. And whatever, probably some stupid kid, probably one of my students. So he just got reported. Now he's going to lose his YouTube account for a month or something. So, like I said, that's all I've got going on. I hope you guys have a happy holiday. I will see you soon. I'll be on next Wednesday, and maybe I'll be on sometime between now and then, since the vacation's rolling around and I got a week or so off of school. So Pages and Comicolics and Woodard and Waka, Kyle, and Chad, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all have a good evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.